how human beings. I'm here with another video, and what I want to talk about today is the story of how I figured out I liked girls and I'm bisexual. Very appropriate attire today. I have my pastel rainbow. So if I look over here, it's because I got me a sheet of paper where I have written down some stuff. But yeah, for now, no script. I'm going to talk freely, but I also have notes so that I remember what I'm trying to say and don't like lose my train of thought. I guess if we start from when I was young, when I was growing up, the world's pretty accepting of different sexualities nowadays, but there was still that sense of I accept gay people but I don't want to be gay. And when I was younger, honestly didn't really think about it a whole lot. Like I fancied a couple of boys here and there and explored that, but yeah, I just wasn't really interested in like having love lives or being like, ooh, this boy's really cute, I hope he'll talk to me, ooh, I like him, you know. But yeah, I guess I kind of grew up feeling a little bit like I was weird because all my friends were boys and I felt more like a boy than a girl. A direct quote from younger me, about 10-11 years old probably, was that I want to be a boy. So yeah, when I was younger I genuinely felt like I was going to get a sex change someday because I didn't want to be a girl, I wanted to be a guy. That was nothing to do with sexuality either, that was just me being like a raging tomboy. Yeah, I was just one of the lads in like primary school. Secondary school, I guess that whole you're growing up, kids are like going through puberty at different rates. Some people are like, ooh, let's be like the older kids and talk about how we fancy boys and oh, I wanna go out with this boy, do you think he'll ask me out? Ooh. All of that finagle. Secondary school, which in the UK is between like 11 years old and is it 16 or 17? Obviously, like young teens, everyone's going through stuff. They're trying to figure themselves out. It was still a day and age where some people like use the word gay as an insult, like, oh, that's so gay, and like I'd hear that all the time and think that's offensive, you shouldn't do that, but it was just the norm, like that's how kids behaved, and it was obviously, things were always progressively getting better, so it was better than it has been in the past, but like being anything other than straight was still weird in the time that I was growing up, unfortunately. But honestly, I never really like thought about it. Like I had interests in boys here and there because I thought I should, because everyone else did. Even though like deep down I kind of just felt like I wasn't really interested, so what was the point? But I wanted to fit in, so you pursued things, you talked to boys, if they liked you back, you had a relationship that wasn't really a relationship. Like you were too afraid, if you were me anyway, to even like hold their hand or hug them in public because you just felt intensely uncomfortable at all of that. So yeah, throughout all of secondary school I didn't think too much about it, but you know, you want to be normal, so you want to try and fit in, so I was trying to do what all the other people did, but being more of the innocent, quiet girl. So that, like, yeah, throughout all of secondary school I never even kissed anyone. Any relationship I'd had wasn't really a real relationship. Whilst like people around me were like doing all the nasties. But yeah, I think though throughout that time probably came like the first signs of me being interested in girls. Basically, we had this one friend in my friendship group at secondary school who was so pretty, athletic, everybody loved her. She was like the most popular friend of our friend group, and was also like friends with the more popular kids in school. But yeah, literally like every boy in our friend group at one point did fancy her. But yeah, I remember hearing about it and being like, come on, like what does she have that the rest of us don't have? Like, give some attention to the rest of us girls, it's not all about her. Whilst at the same time being like, inside, like, I want to be her so bad. She's so beautiful and she's doing such cool things with her life. I'm so jealous. Nothing ever came of that. We were very good friends, but like as soon as I went to a new college, because I didn't stay on at my secondary school sixth form, I kind of lost touch with that friendship group a bit, and consequently obviously her as well. So when it came to college, I think again, I didn't think about it too much throughout the whole of college. Like, I was going through some things at the time, so it kind of just wasn't on my mind. I had a relationship with one boy that really fucked me up. So that happened, but like that was the only kind of love life thing that occurred through college. I still wasn't that interested in any of it, and I was going through things inside, so I didn't really care about that whole sort of thing. But then when I got to uni, that's when I started thinking about things a little bit more. My celebrity crush was Cara Delevingne, and I didn't make any secret about that. I just fancied her like so hard. But I wasn't even like open with myself about that at that point. Like, yeah, I felt allowed to be open about that because I could just call it a girl crush and they would be like, oh Fiona, you're weird. So yeah, there was that. Throughout first year and then the beginning of second year was kind of like when the main realization was happening, and I was like going through this time of like, before I'd never really thought about it, but now I was like, wait a second, you don't just have to like always to be a real human that fits in with society. Maybe I like girls, but I would never speak that out loud or talk about it to anybody. I would just think about it. Around that time was when I started like getting into lesbian YouTubers. So like Rose and Rosie, I had the biggest crush on Rose. Shannon Beveridge. So I watched those guys, and obviously Cami, Stevie Robbie, Ali Hills. If you've come to this video because you watched the LGBTQ plus YouTube realm, then you'll know who all of these people are. But I started watching those on the down low, to like, I guess it was to like make myself feel more comfortable with the idea over time, like accepting that it was a thing, that people liked girls, girls liked girls, and maybe I was one of those girls, essentially. And I don't know, they felt like someone who, they felt aspirational, like I wanted to be like them. Just in a general sense, not like, oh wow, I just want to be a lesbian YouTuber and be part of their realm, and no, like, I just looked up to them, like they were strong women who owned their sexuality and were who they were unapologetically, and I liked that. So yeah, I watched those, and that started making me feel more comfortable with the idea of liking girls, but I was still inside like, is that me? Could I be a lesbian? Could I be just bisexual? What if I'm like, there's this whole wide range of sexualities out there, like asexual, demisexual, okay, well if I could be something that wasn't straight, there's so many things that I could be that aren't straight. So that was just kind of rough. Feeling very confused. But yeah, I didn't really vocalise any of it. I watched lesbian YouTubers, started watching a handful of films or series on Netflix or whatever, whereby women relationships were a key factor, and I just loved it. Like I wanted that to be me, you know. And like it made me feel things, you know. Like I'm not gonna get anything less than PG in this video, but like I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it more than I'd ever liked seeing heterosexual relationships in films and whatnot, which was very weird for me to think about. So yeah, that was happening, but also at this time, whole different story that I'll probably get into at some point, but the boy that I'm with now, yes, I have a boyfriend, and I've been with him for over a year, and I love him so much, and I hope that he puts up with me for like a long time. Part of the difficulty in figuring out my sexuality was the fact that he had expressed that he liked me at some point in the first year of uni, and we'd started getting close to each other as friends, but it threw me off guard when he said that he liked me as more than a friend, and I was going through other things at the time as well, never mind this whole am I a lesbian kind of crisis in my head. But like I knew that I really cared about this boy and that I liked him a lot, and I'd oscillate between feeling like, okay, you do really like this boy, why don't you try and see if there could be a relationship out of it, and between maybe he's just a friend, there's so much I need to figure out in my own personal life before I commit to anything like that. Because like from the beginning, I guess a part of me knew that if something happened with this boy, that I'd probably be like I'd want to be committed to him for like a long time, and part of me was afraid of that, like afraid of the commitment and of being tied down with one person for a long time when, like, in my youth there's so little I'd experienced because I was the quiet shy girl who wasn't that bothered about relationships. But the whole ordeal for a while, back and forth between me and this boy, whilst I was also still, you know, watching the lesbian YouTubers, watching the lesbian films and being like, I really like girls, but I also really like this boy, and it was just the whole thing. But yeah, at one point when I had decided that me and this boy decided up here, not in here, but up here, that me and this boy would just be friends, I started a Tinder account. And at first it was just set to men and women, because I was just going through a period where I was like, maybe I should experience dating and have that sort of like life experience under my belt before I commit to anything with anybody anywhere. From the beginning, never met up with anyone. It was literally only ever me talking through the app to different people, and nothing ever came of it. Through doing that, eventually I switched off the men and just had it, I was like only interested in girls. I think my bio was something like, basically just here to look at pretty girls. Because that's what I was there for. Like, I wasn't, truthfully, like, I don't think I was ever really looking to really date. Like, I knew I wasn't in that kind of a place. I just needed some time to figure myself out, and yeah, around that time, I guess, on the sidelines, me and this boy, I guess maybe I did something wrong in the sense that I tried to be completely honest with him, like all the time, about the fact that I was on the fence, but me being on the fence and not committing either way hurt him a lot, and I very much regret that. But this is just part of what happened in the lead up to me getting together with him, so it's relevant for this video, I guess, but I guess it's something I could go into more depth in a different video. At one point we were in a study room on campus somewhere, and I got a Tinder notification on my phone, and he saw it, and I was immediately like freaking out inside, like, oh dear, oh dear. And this like Tinder notification was from a girl as well, so I was just like, everything was running through my mind, like, I didn't want anyone to know I was doing this, I'm scared, what is he thinking, just a whole bunch of shit. Like, shortly after that I got rid of Tinder, and I've never been back to it, because we had some more debacle with the me and my boyfriend thing, but we eventually found each other and it worked out, and it was really great. But part of what was keeping me from getting into a relationship with him was the feeling like I needed to explore my sexuality, like I needed to go out, meet some girls, maybe kiss some girls, maybe do other things with girls, because I felt like I needed that experience, and inside part of me knew that if I got together with this boy it might be a forever thing, and I wasn't ready for that. Like, I felt like I needed answers and I needed to find myself, and the truth of the matter is, you don't have to experience something with a girl, like fall in love with a girl or kiss a girl or whatever, to know who you are. Like, I eventually came to the realisation that I'm bisexual. Like, it is what it is. Like, I know how I feel, and I have the capacity to be attracted to and fall in love with both genders, or all genders. I don't really know. Bisexual is what aligns with how I feel now. Honestly, I don't really know. Like, I think maybe pansexual would be a term that fitted me, but I realised that I don't have to go and experience that to know who I am, and it is fully okay to let go of all of that worry and stress, and just be with a boy that I knew I was in love with. I had an epiphany moment at some point, and I knew I'd messed up a lot with him, and played around with both of our feelings, regrettably, but I eventually just realised that I didn't need to like all of the worries, all of the concerns, all of the uncertainties, they did not matter confronted with the option of losing this boy, because I nearly did, and the thought of losing him forever or not having us be a thing was just not an option. So I let it all go. I told him that I was in love with him, and then months later we got together, and we've been in a happy relationship for like a long ass time now, and he knows that I like girls, and it's not a problem. Like, it needn't be a problem. It is what it is. Like, I am a girl in a relationship with a boy, so a heterosexual relationship if you want to call it that, but I am bisexual. End of story. And that's fine. Like, no, I've never kissed a girl, no, I've never been in love with a girl, no, I've never properly had a crush on a girl except for the very minor thing in secondary school. Like, I haven't had any of those experiences, but I know who I am, and that's what matters at the end of it. I guess it was like swings and roundabouts. I thought for a moment there that I was a lesbian. I was very, very confused for a very long time and scared because I didn't know whether I would be accepted for being that way, or yeah, it was just a very confusing time and a very difficult time, but it all worked out in the end. Like, I figured it out. I'm bisexual, and that is okay, and whatever sexuality you are you, and you are perfectly and fully worth being accepted exactly as you are. And if you don't know, because I didn't know for a good time, if you don't know what you are or who you like or whatever, that is perfectly okay too. Like, there's no need to stress incessantly over labels and feeling like you have to fit into a box. Like, there's no need for any of that. Just accept yourself as you are, and everything will fall into place with time, okay? So yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say and add in at the end before I outro it. I feel like in the progression of this channel, whenever like uni's more out of the way, I guess, because it's ending soon, crazily enough. Terrifying. Wow, I'm so jumbled. But whenever I can get this like properly kickstarted and doing more things, then I probably would like to get my boyfriend on here and talk to him about the story of us getting together and like how he felt, because we've talked about it, but he's never talked in depth about how the experience from his angle was. So that'd be interesting. I don't know how much, if any, LGBTQ plus content I'm gonna provide, but the fact is, this girl's bisexual, she likes girls a lot. So that is the situation. That is it. And I might talk more in depth about it, I might not, I don't know if it's worthwhile. You can let me know in the comments if this was an interesting video in any sense. If you took anything from it, if it made you feel better, if you think I'm ridiculous and should throw myself in a bin rather than make any further YouTube videos, feel free to let me know. Being like, comment, subscribe just feels like, I don't know if I'm worth that to you. Like, if you want to like, comment or subscribe or any of the above or none of the above, then feel free. Like, it's your prerogative. Do it if you want, don't if you don't. I will love and accept you either way. And goodbye. I'll see you in the next one.